the schedule, the seeds, the returns, and the biggest first-round matches you don't want to miss. The Australian Open is here, and we're telling you everything you need to know. The break starts right now. Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Tyree, and you're watching The Break. I know what you're thinking. It's Sunday, and we're kicking off a slam. So why are a huge chunk of the first-round matches already complete? Well, for the first time ever, the Australian Open featured a Sunday start in Melbourne. This was done for a couple reasons. One, it allows the first matches to air on Saturday night in the States. And two, it'll prevent matches from finishing late. We all remember that Murray-Kokonakis second-round match from last year. They walked off the court well past 4 a.m. Hopefully we won't get a repeat of that in 2024. Going forward, remember that the top half of the men's draw and the bottom half of the women's draw will play on day 1 and 2. The bottom half of the men's draw and the top half of the women's draw will play on day 2 and 3. Let's recap some of the results from last night before looking ahead to the Sunday schedule. Defending champ Novak Djokovic won his 29th consecutive Australian Open match Saturday night with the win over qualifier Dino Prismic. Novak came into Melbourne with a right wrist injury he picked up at United Cup, an event that saw him lose his first match down under since 2018. He told reporters that the wrist feels fine and he's been practicing pain-free this week. He'll play the winner of Alexei Popyrin and Mark Polmans in round 2. Caroline Wozniacki advanced after 20-seed Magda Linette retired midway through the second set. The 2018 champ is playing in just her second major since coming back from retirement last summer. Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka, Taylor Fritz, and Maria Sakkari also punched their ticket to round 2. Looking ahead to Sunday, Daniil Medvedev kicks off the schedule on Margaret Court Arena as he faces the French qualifier Terence Atman. Ben Shelton will face the former world number 9 Roberto Bautista Agut, and if you're ready for a late night, Dominic Thiem and Felix Auger-Aliassime are the second match on Margaret Court Arena. On the women's side, US Open champion Coco Gauff will face Schmiedlova at 8 p.m. Eastern. Coco is coming into Melbourne fresh off her title defense in Auckland, where she beat Svitolina in the final, who, by the way, also takes the court in Australia Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. The ultimate Showtime match on Sunday comes at night, with Naomi Osaka making her return to the Grand Slam stage as she faces 16th seed Caroline Garcia. The two-time Australian Open champ was out for over a year, taking time away from the game to start a family. She gave birth to daughter Shai in July of last year and made her return to pro tennis 2 weeks ago in Brisbane. Naomi and Caroline have played each other just once before on the WTA Tour. That match came in the second round of the 2021 Australian Open, an event that Naomi would go on to win. They also played each other way back in 2015 at the WTA Finals Rising Stars Final. Naomi won that meeting as well. Can't wait to see those matches. Here are a few more things you should know before tuning into the action. Rafael Nadal will not be playing in the Australian Open following a minor injury he picked up during a lead-up event in Brisbane. Nadal revealed last Sunday that he sustained a micro tear on a muscle, an injury unrelated to the one that took him away from the Pro Tour for most of 2023. Rafa isn't the only one out with injury. Madison Keys, Karolina Muchova, Bianca Andreescu, Aslan Karatsev, and Riley Opelka will all miss the Australian Open, citing various injuries. Nick Kyrgios is also missing the tournament this year, but made an appearance on Rod Laver Arena a few nights ago to record a live episode of his new podcast, Good Trouble with Nick Kyrgios. Also breaking recently, American Ryan Harrison announced his retirement from pro tennis following a long battle with health issues over the last few years. The 31-year-old reached a career high of 40th in the world and represented the United States at Davis Cup and the Olympics. Aussie John Millman also hung up the rackets for good after losing in the qualifying rounds in Melbourne. The Brisbane native got as high as 33 in the world and reached the quarterfinals at the 2018 US Open. Congratulations to both men on incredible careers. And if those headlines weren't enough, here's one more. Carlos Alcaraz got a custom Louis Vuitton wardrobe trunk. That's right, the Italian luxury brand revealed the one-of-a-kind trunk this weekend, saying about the design, the creation embodies a time capsule of monumental moments, encasing Carlos Alcaraz's treasured memorabilia, iconic sportswear, and tennis rackets. Looks a little too big to be a carry-on. I wonder how much it'll cost to check. Tennis Channel's Australian Open coverage begins daily at 5 p.m. Eastern with TC Live. We will see you tomorrow.